Friends, how are you doing? Oh my god, it seems like it's a little too easy to make money in the market right now. We're doing well. We are doing well here. It doesn't matter if you graduated at Harvard or you got a GED. You're doing well right now if you're investing in certain stocks right now. And listen, this is what I love about the market. You don't have to be a genius, a mathematical genius, anything like that. You just have to do your due diligence and follow the breadcrumbs, see what's going on here, and have patience and have courage to maybe go down some unknown roads, and it's paid off for a lot of people right now. So, it's Friday. Congratulations, the market's open. Some people made the biggest bags of money they've made ever in the market this week. Congratulations. That's awesome. I'm glad we could all do this together. Once again, a lot of you guys commented today, about your, obviously I'm talking about, Palantir went crazy this week. Bbai went freaking insane this week. And it's still really good. We're going to talk about it. But a lot of things did really well this week. So right now I'm just going to kind of focus on Big Bear, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Tempus here, because Tempus is something I've been talking about, but it's doing exactly. I don't know if anybody bought it when I started talking about it 3-4 weeks ago. But if you did, that's another stock you're heavily in profit in right now. So, yeah, congratulations once again, everybody. I tried to read everybody's comments today and say thank you, because a lot of you guys were telling me that you made a lot of money this week. That's great. I'm glad we could all, just roll around in money this week. It's fun to win in the market. It's fun. Be encouraged. Be happy. This is how it's supposed to be. Just taking chances in good stocks. So, let's talk about Tempus. Let's go right into Tempus here. I don't want to waste any more time here. Okay, so here's the situation. There's a lot to talk about with Tempus here, okay? There's a lot going on here. There's a lot to unfold here, but this is a stock that I only have been talking about because one huge reason, and there's another huge reason, but there's one huge reason, purple elephant in the room right now. It's Nancy Pelosi, okay? Tempus is an AI/medical company. Let's just make it that simple right now without going, look it up yourself, the fundamentals. That's the easiest thing we'll say right now, okay? With that conversation, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, it was made public that Nancy Pelosi just put a load of money in this company. Now, if you know, Nancy Pelosi, here, God bless her, she is one of the best stock investors that mankind has ever seen. Go figure. That's okay, because we'll follow suit here. So, a lot of people, they go, Tempus, what's Tempus? I don't care what Tempus is. Medical, AI, that sounds cool. And they've been unloading money into Tempus, okay? I mean, this stock went from, $32, which is a pretty expensive stock, to where it was publicly made, release that Nancy Pelosi bought the stock, and now the stock has it's doubled. It's going into tripling at this point. So I said this a few weeks ago. I said, hey, I could see this stock easily going to $100 just off of hype, just off of people not wanting to miss a Nancy train here that is bound, for hell at this point. I mean, just rolling smoke. And that's what Tempus is doing right now. So the fundamental part of Tempus, for the people that are actually wanting to invest in something that's making a ton of money, Tempus right now is still trying to get somewhere with money, quarterlies, all that kind of stuff. It's a very nice company, but really, I guess what I'm saying is, I'm saying what everyone else is saying. And people are going, I don't care what Tempus is. They can make dog food for all I care. Nancy knows something, and I'm putting money in this because Nancy's putting money in this. So the question right now, with Tempus already running to this $70 position right now, is it going to have more wiggle room? I mean, I've watched Nancy stocks before, and here's the part that you have to understand. The only thing we know right now is that Nancy bought the stock. That's all we know. The other portion of whatever why she bought this stock, we don't know yet. So it could come out a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, I don't know, a year. There's something Nancy knows here, okay? Why she just bought the stock. So with that, I would say probably 95% of people have invested into Tempus, not even caring what Tempus is. And if you did, God bless you. Congratulations. You just made a ton of money, with what you just did. And so, like I said, the question is right now, is it still worth putting money into? Friends, this is where I have to separate with what I'm going to say here. Like, if you're buying Tempus at $70, let's just round it up here to $70 a share. That's a lot of money for just the general investor, obviously 100% here. Okay. Even if you make a good living, that's a pretty expensive price, for a company right now that's not really producing amazing quarterlies here. But like I said, there's a secret. There's a hidden piece of the puzzle here we don't know about yet. But Nancy knows something. We know Nancy knows. I'm obviously referring to something here that I don't want to say because I don't want to get in trouble. She's a heavy investor into Google, if you know what I mean here. The situation at hand here is that the fact that the stock has ran up so much right now, like I said, without us even knowing what the missing puzzle piece is leaving me to suspect that this stock will keep running. It will run to $100. It could run more. The other part of this too is the other realistic part of what we know is, well, two parts. I'll split it in half. I'll give Tempus credit here because Tempus, yes, it's a very interesting, it's a good company. Yes, what it's doing. There's something going on here that's special. With that too, once again, this thing that I've been talking about, Trump releasing, he's going to put $500 billion into AI and healthcare. And Trump came out here, said his first week in office that he wants to use AI to try to cure cancer. You can look this up. This is real. I'm not making this up. Now, obviously, Oracle was a lot more involved in that conversation. But Tempus here, I imagine that, that they're all mixing together here. So what I want to say here, there's a reason why I'm not really talking about the fundamentals of Tempus, them as a company, their quarterlies, debt ratio, money on hand, what expectations. None of that really matters right now. And I don't say that to be mean. I say that to encourage you to really be honest with you, so you know what you're buying into. You're buying into hype. You're buying into unknown. You're buying into the thought process that Nancy put money in this. I think it's going to go further up. I will say this. Nancy was buying Nvidia. I think this is a well-known thing. If you're new to the market, and you don't know, I'll inform you a little bit. Nvidia, one of the biggest stocks, one of the biggest companies, the biggest stock really of, one of the highest rollers changing people's lives of 2024. Nancy was putting a lot of money into Nvidia early on before Nvidia really went on this rampage. Okay. And everybody was going well, Nvidia's a good company, but they haven't been doing crazy numbers. Well, Nancy started buying Nvidia before a lot of people did. There was a time and a moment before Nvidia was this huge Goliath of a company. So Nancy was buying it. And then stuff started to come out about Nvidia, the chips, the leading them, their software. Look what Nvidia did. God only knows how much money Nancy really made off Nvidia. We may never know the full number, but it's astronomical. She's still putting money in Nvidia. She just did another one last year. She put more money in. I talk about this because I find it very interesting. God bless her. She's doing it again. What the bottom line number is, where this is going to land, I don't know. This thing could get even crazier. It could get stupid here with Tempus. This thing could run to $100, $200, $300 because it's in a hype train. I've said this before. You can lose your butt or you can make a ton of money. The most money I have ever seen being made in this market, besides Nvidia and some other things that have a firm, foundation, the most money I've ever seen be made in the market, it's hype. It's hype. It's hype 100%. This obviously isn't a GameStop situation, but there are reminiscence, there is a aroma of that where it's just being pushed by investors not wanting. The more it goes up, people are like, well, maybe I should buy more. And then the more it goes up off of that, people go well, I'm just going to buy in. I should have bought in at 50 and now it's at 70. I'm just going to buy in. So I think that's a lot what we're seeing right now. So it's not like it's a bad investment. You may make a lot of money out this. It's just a thing that you have to be okay with, okay? Because there's no telling how this may land, okay? If Nancy was to sell out of this thing here, it would plummet. I mean, it would plummet. I don't think that's going to happen. She doesn't have a reputation of doing that, so soon. But like I said, there's a missing puzzle piece right here, okay? There's a missing puzzle piece. I do want to say this too. I'm going to talk about more stocks this weekend. I'll make some longer videos. I'll talk about DJT, all that kind of stuff. It's funny, like these quantum computing stocks, they've kind of like been put on the back burner a little bit right now, which, pretty much that was like the last thing I said about quantum computing stocks. Like, I think there's going to be a little bit of a pullback in here with these things. But I will talk about a lot of stocks. You guys have been leaving me comments about every kind of stock. Some I recognize, some I'm looking into. I do appreciate that. That's how we all help each other make money in the market. We talk to each other. Okay. So once again today, Big Bear, God bless it, it broke records again. Today we hit the $9 range. Now obviously, sorry, I'm drinking a lot of coffee, you know how it goes. If you've been here with Big Bear for the last, maybe you bought in 7 days ago, okay? You're in some hefty profit with all of us here. We're all in some hefty profit, okay? Now, the situation at hand here, I think Big Bear is obviously in this range. And before I say, I'm always going to say negative stuff with good stuff. But I do want to say this. I have not sold out of Big Bear. I have not sold out because I'm very curious to see what's happening here. I do have suspicions right now with Big Bear that it is almost entering into a phase of what we just saw here, the end of 2024 with SoundHound. And we're still seeing it. Where SoundHound started to get a lot of good news. And it would shoot up to these big prices. Then you have, for about 20 to 28 days, have huge pullback. And then it would just have another little new staircase made. And then have some pullback. And then finally, once we got to like the $8-10 range, it got out of control. It got out of control. Now, Big Bear, obviously, little different. We've got two major deals that have just taken place. Good, great, fantastic. The question that I have for myself even is, can this aroma go? Can it stay in the air? I think it can, obviously, because Big Bear is getting a lot of attention right now. I mean, it is one of the hottest stocks, I dare say, of the week. And it could keep going here. It's looking for $10. I said this, 5 days ago, and I didn't think this was going to happen so fast. But, I made a video where I said Big Bear going to $10 in 2025. I meant like kind of later in the year, but Big Bear, I think like the day before I left, put that video up, the next day is when that deal came out. In the push that was already happening with Big Bear, well, that was just like full throttle once this last deal came out here. So we're in good position now, and I know there's a lot of new people here that are buying Big Bear at $7-8. Maybe you bought in today at $9. And if you're in Big Bear for the long term, I think you're going to be fine. Me personally, I think this is going to be a revolutionary change of a year here for Big Bear. I really think they're on a right track here, and I do think there's going to be more government contracts here. And I only say that because two big things. They've already got two. It's February. They got one for January. They got one for February. Their new CEO is right in cahoots with the new Trump administration. He has a defense background, Army, all that kind of stuff. There's a reason why all of a sudden we have a new CEO with two defense contracts. Something's going on here. I think that's pretty obvious. We're following some pretty big breadcrumbs right now with what's going on. So, and I will say this too. There's obviously this whole thing going around right now where everyone is saying Big Bear is the little brother to Palantir. I totally get that. I mean, there's articles now like that. I mean, that's why I put this up here. There's articles saying that now, and we've been saying that. We were saying that a month and a half ago when we were buying this at $2-3. But now it's looking more like that is more in a conversation where people could go, yeah, I see that. I agree with that. Now, obviously, fundamentally, when it comes to finances, night and day, okay, night and day with what these companies bring in, compared to Palantir, compared to Big Bear here. But with that too, Big Bear is in the same AI software place, bread and butter of what they do with Palantir. That's why people are comparing them to each other. Now, I do want to say this, and I've seen people say this, and it's very true because, I've been with Palantir since Palantir was at $7. Okay, I just like Big Bear. I was with Palantir. I started buying in a Palantir around $7-8, somewhere around that range, and I don't say that to like gloat. I say that to encourage you. Okay, I say that to encourage you right now with Big Bear. Now, Big Bear. What would I love to see next with Big Bear? I would love to see another huge government contract. That would be like, okay, we're definitely keeping a $5 to $9 range at this point. If we see one more government contract, I mean, like 3 in a row, that is more than the company has done in years. Okay, that would tell me fundamentally here for 2025, we're gonna probably double quarterlies of what they did in 2024. Big Bear didn't have a good year last year. They didn't have a good year. The only reason I started buying Big Bear here just a few months ago is because of the new, a new deal that had come up. They were starting to get some attention. I was very interested in how the company was being looked at by investors. And now all this stuff is coming up here with Big Bear. So it's a very interesting place to be in right now for a lot of us. I know a lot of people sold out today and took profit at this massive range, whether you bought in at $4, $5, $6. Everyone was at different places, I believe. But the question is Big Bear going to $10? I don't, obviously, I mean, we're just cents away here from $10. I think $10 is very possible. It was a good week for AI in the market. That really helped too. A lot of AI stocks did really good. I mean, Palantir, Tempus, like we just talked about, Oracle, all the big ones did good. Chip stocks actually are like, we're seeing this shift right now. There's a shift in the market. Okay. So if you're noticing right now, things like AMD, the actual physical chip makers, Nvidia, they're slowing down a little bit right now. Okay, now it's changing into this software, where this software like Palantir, Big Bear, a lot of these more driven software AI companies are starting to get a lot more attention. Why is that? There's a reason why I put Trump on the cover here. It's because what is Trump talking about right now? He's talking about software. He's talking about AI. He's talking about AI going into medical. He's talking about defense with AI. He's doing stuff that we were talking about 4 months ago when Trump won the election, or looked like he was going to win the election, then he won the election. And this is why I was yapping my mouth saying like, hey, listen, we know what Trump's going to spend money on. It's what he spent money on before. Defense. Trump spent a ton of money on defense. Like, he went into debt with defense. Okay, great. That's great, because you as an investor, you can get into that right now. So now, years down the road here later, now that Trump is president again, he's doing the same thing, but on a bigger scale with our new technology and these new AI companies. We're reaping, we're taking in the reward now with it. So it's a very interesting place to be for investors. Now, that's not to say these chip stocks, like, don't get me wrong. So if you're like investing in AMD and Nvidia, don't get like, I gotta sell out of those. No. That's not what I'm saying. Those are going to have a banging year. I think fundamentally those are solid plays. They're going to have a good year. So I don't want to like scare anybody out of positions here. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying though, this is good that we're seeing a shift now into these software driven companies. And listen, I have no doubt about it. Big Bear is doing very well right now, obviously from these deals, the new CEO, but there is a aroma right now where it's being attached to Palantir. Palantir is like blowing up right now, and Big Bear's like, it's just like, I'm right behind it. So that's good. We'll take it. We'll take that spotlight right now. It's fantastic. Like I just said about Tempus, the most money I've ever seen anybody make in the market is on hype and FOMO. I'll take all the hype and FOMO we can get over here at Big Bear, as long as it keeps getting deals and it keeps pushing, what it's doing right now. So be happy, be proud of yourself. It's a great place to be. I definitely think we'll see $10. I am curious though how the market will react this coming week. I would not be shocked to see some sell-off, but like I said too, we could see Big Bear enter into somewhat what SoundHound did here the last 2-3 months, where big push, SoundHound had some deals come in, big push, then big pullback, and then one more big deal, and SoundHound went woof, and it came out with that quarterly that did really good. Now, like I said, Big Bear is coming out with its quarterly here in March, the beginning of March. Now, with that, I think this Q4 quarterly that is going to come out here for 2024, I think it's going to be trash. I don't think it's going to be any good. That's okay. I'm not investing in Big Bear for 2024. I'm investing in Big Bear for 2025, this year, what's coming here. And we're off to a good start. If you're not here for Big Bear for the long run, this is going to be hard for you. I'm going to be completely honest with you right now. From the evidence that we've seen, Big Bear to sustain these numbers, even if Big Bear ran to $10 to $15 at this point, the harder it runs right now, without more deals to solidify these numbers, the harder it will crash here eventually when the market finds a rough day. Okay? This is a good start to things. We could not have any new deals. Okay? So I'll take what we got. What I'm trying to say is, if you're not in Big Bear for the long run and you're buying this at $7, $8, $9 right now, more than likely you will be bag holding here for a moment in the future. I suspect here there will be a day in the market next week where we see sell-off in the market. We see sell-off in Big Bear. Big Bear will probably trail back to $6 to $5. Okay, I think at this point, a lot of us are welcoming that. I think a lot of us are going, I hope it does, because I want to take some money and buy into it, because now it's proven to me that, okay, there's something here to work with. We've got the deals. We got the new CEO. These are government contract deals. We know the new CEO is right in. He is obviously talking. Big Bear is obviously in cahoots with the administration right now. There's something going on. I suspect more will come. It's so early in the year. I suspect more is on the way. Okay, there may not be any more in February. There may not be any more in March. Maybe one will come in April. Maybe a big one will come in May. Here's what you really got to think about right now. And I saw this in Palantir. Big Bear at this point, think about this. This is how close we are to a life-changing situation unfolding before you as an investor. We're in a very sweet spot right now. Imagine out of nowhere, tomorrow, next month after that, maybe in June, Big Bear comes out and says, hey, we just got a $500 million contract for 4 years for government military. Imagine what that would do to Big Bear. It would shatter everything under $20. Big Bear undoubtedly would shoot to $15 to $20 and more. Why would it do that? Because that would be the biggest contract, and that would change the market cap of Big Bear overnight. It would fundamentally send the stock into shock, shooting it up. Because now, at that point, it wouldn't just be the little guys in here anymore. It wouldn't just be us with our little $5, $100, $500, $2,000, $5,000. At that point, then we would be talking about institutions. We would be talking about firms coming in here and be like, with Big Bear's movement and success and moving in towards these government contracts, we believe Big Bear will hold prices and move up with market cap, and we're going to invest X amount into Big Bear at these prices, and we believe the new price point of Big Bear will probably be somewhere to $15 to $20 with a $500 million contract at this point. We watched that unfold with Palantir. I watched it with my own eyes over these last few years with Palantir. At this point, I don't want to hype people up and get you so excited to say that this is the new Palantir. Right now at this point, there's not evidence to prove that. Now, if we keep getting deals here, yeah, This is going to be a life-changing stock for people, undoubtedly. But right now, we're just in this sweet moment, okay? It's a time for celebration. A lot of people have made a lot of money off this, but I still think undoubtedly this is a very special stock right now. This is a very special situation, and I think this stock out of nowhere could still bring big money. And if we keep seeing it run at this point, it's gonna make people a lot of money that they've never seen in the market. It's gonna scare people how much money they're gonna make. I think some people from the comments I saw were already saying like, I made so much money off this stock. I just want to say thank you. You're welcome. I'm glad everybody made money. I love when people make money in the market, man. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. Listen, if you're still here listening, yap. The reason why I love when everyone has success in the market is because I'm going to be completely honest with you. Listen, I have a handful of college credits. I'm a GED graduate. I worked blue collar jobs for a long time, and I just started randomly investing in the stock market long ago. I started a YouTube channel long ago where I was like, bang, 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 bang. And I've done well in all those platforms, you know. And I taught myself how to invest from other people. I learned how to invest from other people. My grandfather was heavily into stocks all my life, and that's where I got my enthusiasm and my interest in investing in stocks. So listen, I want to say that as an encouragement for anybody, man, woman, age, whatever you be. This stuff is possible. It's possible to make life-changing money in the market. I dare say some people in the last 48 hours here with Big Bear made some people's retirement fund or half their retirement fund that they've been working on for the last 10, 20 years. I know because some people, they messaged me today and told me that out of Big Bear. That's awesome, man. That brings me so much joy, man. You don't know that. I can't express that enough. I love when people, they beat the market. It's so awesome. There's a reason why I'm not on here talking about penny stocks and stupid stocks. I don't want to see people get lost in terrible situations. So with that, this is a day for encouragement, and I do think there's a lot more that's coming here with Big Bear. Like I said, selfishly, would I like to see Big Bear have some sell-off here? Yeah, I wouldn't mind to see Big Bear sell off a little bit here, and I think the majority of people might agree with that. If you bought in at $7, $8, $9, you're like, no. But I think a lot of us that have seen massive profit at the zone, we're like, I wouldn't mind to see Big Bear go back to $4 to $5 for a moment, because I think a lot of us would be like, shoving everything we have in it. So friends, like I said, I'll yap my mouth more this weekend with some things. You guys have been messaging me about commenting about all these stocks I've been talking about, haven't talked about in a minute. I think this is going to be a good year for us. I think this is going to be a good year for the market. I really do mean this. I feel this in my bones. I felt this last year. I feel it this year. This is the first time in the market, really ever, and even being in the market for a long time, last year and this year, I have felt something in this market to where I feel like we're in the golden age moment right now, where like this is like where people are heading out to California to mine for gold and look for all the kind of that moment in time. I feel like this is that moment in time right now, just with stocks, with opportunity, with technology that you were able to get in early on. Look, people just started buying. 21 months ago, people were buying Palantir at $7. 21 months ago, people were buying a $7 stock for a company that was being ridiculed, made fun of. Everyone was talking junk about the CEO. And now the company is headed towards $1 trillion company with a stock price that is almost at $120. People's lives in 21 months have changed. They have made more money than their grandfathers, their fathers have ever made in their lifetime. God bless them. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. That's freaking awesome. That's why the stock market's addicting. That's why people love the stock market. Friends, who knows? We'll call Big Bear. we'll call Big Bear here the little brother to Palantir. I'm okay with that. I hope it is. I hope it is. I hope it grows up to be the teenager, the little brother, big brother, and soon to be in the next maybe 21 months from now. Maybe it is. Maybe it is walking on its own 2 feet here as, you know, a grown adult. And, you know, I think we're all going to cherish that moment here. So there's something going on here. There's something going on here. All right, I'm going to shut up. I know you guys are like, shut up. I'll talk to you soon, real soon. Take care of yourself. Congratulations once again. It's a day for celebration. Friends, take care of yourself. Bye, everyone.